Hi, my name is Mrs. Overish, and I'm so glad you came to learn with me today. Today, we're going to practice addition within 5. Do you know what addition means? Addition is when we combine numbers, put them together, or join numbers. We're going to practice using different shapes and objects today so that we can represent our addition. Let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to use these green bears to help us show the addition problem. Remember that when we add, we are joining numbers or combining numbers or putting numbers together to make a new, bigger sum. Let's say I have 1 bear and then 2 more bears over here. My question is, how many bears do we have in all? We can solve this by counting up our bears together. So 1, 2, 3. So when we put together our group of 1 and our group of 2, we get 3 bears all together. Let's try another one. If we have 2 bears and 2 bears, and I want to know how many we have all together. If I push them together, I can count up our bears to find out the sum of how many bears we have. Can you count them with me? 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many bears do I have all together? That's right, I have 4 bears. So when I put 2 and 2 together, I get 4. Let's try another one. Let's say I have 3 bears and 1 bear. I want to know how many bears I have in all. So I have a group of 3 and a group of 1. If I put them together, that's how many bears I have in all. Can you count them up with me? 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many bears do I have all together? I have 4 bears because I had 3 in one group and 1 in another group, which makes 4 all together. Let's try another one. I have 1 bear and 4 bears. I want to know how many bears I have all together. One group has 1 bear and the other group has 4 bears. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I put them together, this is all of our bears all together. So how many bears are we going to have? Let's count them up together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many bears do I have? I now have 5 bears. I had 4 bears and 1 bear. Put them together and now I have 5. Let's try one more. I have 2 bears in a group and 3 bears in a group. I want to know how many bears I have in both groups. So I can put them together and count them up to see how many bears I have. Can you count how many bears I have all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So when I put 2 bears and 3 bears together, I get 5 bears. Now we're going to practice writing an equation. So using the same amount of bears, I'm going to practice writing my numbers in number form to show an equation. I have 2 bears and 1 bear. So I can draw my number 2. I'm going to use this symbol called a plus sign. This is showing us that we are adding or putting numbers together. And I'm going to add my number of bears that I have on the other group. So I have 1 bears in the other group. So 2 bears plus 1 bear. We show our equal sign before we write our number. First, we need to figure out how many bears we have in all. So how many bears do we have? I'd put them together. 1, 2, 3. So I can put 3 bears at the end of my equation. So can you read this with me? 2 plus 1 equals 3. Let's try another one. I have 3 bears and 2 more. I want to know the answer to 3 plus 2. Let's first write our equation. So we have 3 plus, I need to put my plus symbol in. And how many bears were in our other group? That's right, 2 bears were in our other group. So we have 3 plus 2. We draw our equal sign. And now we need to find out how many bears we have in all. So I'm going to combine my bears. Can you count how many bears we have in all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 bears in all. So when we had 3 bears plus 2 bears, that equals 5 bears. Nice job. I'm so glad you were able to join me today while we talked about addition within 5. When we add within 5, we are just combining or joining 2 numbers together. My name is Mrs. Overish, and I'll see you next time.